So let's start off with the rant. I placed an order with Makeup Mania on October the 8th. I received my package on November the 15th. Yeah. About 5.5 weeks, and even though I wouldn't want to have to wait that long to get something, you know, I certainly understand that there can be delays. It could get caught up in customs, you know, from Canada to the US, all that stuff. Like, I get it. I understand it. I usually don't have unrealistic expectations when it comes to that. However, I do feel like for a company to not communicate with their customers for 4 weeks after taking their money is pretty janky behavior, and that's pretty much what happened with me. You know, placed the order, got the customary, your payment has been received, we're processing your order, yada yada yada, and I didn't hear anything after that. So, you know, kind of checking up on the website, I saw that the order was awaiting fulfillment. So I'm like, okay, you know, they're getting pieces together. But then, you know, 2-3 weeks in, I'm like, doesn't take that long to go to your bins and, you know, put an order together. So at this point, I'm like, they must be waiting on something, or their volume is extraordinarily high. Now, in either case, I feel like I should have received an email, you know, letting me know that their volume is higher than normal. It's taking them longer to get to things, that they don't have what I want, which would then either allow me to cancel my order, have them send what they do have, or that, you know, yes, I am willing to wait for it, not a problem. I didn't get any of that. And I sent an email probably around the 2.5-3 week mark, and then I sent another one a week later. Now the first one was just sort of like an inquiry. I wasn't angry, I wasn't annoyed, I just was wondering because I hadn't heard anything and my package hadn't arrived yet, and it was still apparently being put together, so I didn't understand. But after another week and no reply, I was annoyed. I feel like if you have a contact form, if you have an email address that you are making available for people to use to get in touch with you, you need to have people that are responding to these emails in a timely manner. And I mean, you know, if it took 4 or 5 days to get back to me, fine, I get it. But the fact that no one got back to me was irritating beyond, it was just, I was not impressed. And then when I finally did get a response, it was the day before they sent out my package. And, you know, it was apparently supposed to be apologetic, but it just came across as extremely insincere, very sort of like canned. And yeah, I felt like, you know, yeah, we were busy, we're sending out your order tomorrow. And, you know, I certainly could have canceled it at that point, but I figured after waiting for this long to have to wait another week or so for it to ship, it would probably take that long to order with another company. So, you know, may as well just finish it. So again, it took about a week and a half for me to get the package, which was fine. Like, that's what I would expect. But I just feel like they handled everything poorly. Again, the apology didn't strike me as genuine, which, you know, then don't bother in the first place. And they didn't seem to be concerned with like actually remedying the situation or making any changes. So, needless to say, I'm not a fan of Makeup Mania. I apologize to the people that I, you know, tweeted to that also made orders that had to wait an extraordinarily long time to get their product. But, you know, we've chatted over Twitter and they actually got their stuff before me, go figure. But still, you know, just longer than necessary and poor communication. So Makeup Mania, I'm not impressed. I think you can do better. I think you should do better, because if you're expecting money from your customers, you're not just providing them with a product, you're providing them with a service, and your service is horrible in terms of communication. So I think you should work on that. Now, on top of that, when my package arrived, I was a little surprised and maybe a little perturbed that, you know, I ordered The palettes were fine, no issue with them and their packaging, but the blushes themselves, I ordered the pans because, well, they were going in a pallet, so what's the point of ordering a compact and wasting the packaging? But I kind of expect, I guess, kind of like a basic level of packaging, even with pans of product. So, needless to say, despite what I had heard on Twitter, I was really surprised and, again, kind of moderately perturbed that this was the packaging that my blush pans were sent in. So, the first thing I saw was this. Now, this is just a small envelope. I actually don't really have a problem with this because, you know, it's a pre-made envelope. You see them all the time. Then there were 2 pieces of card that the blush pans were sandwiched between, and each individual blush was in this type of baggie. Cool. But then you get these 2 contraptions. I don't know what this is. It's like some sort of like hybrid half envelope. Half of it looks like it might have been an envelope at one point, and then the other part looks like a 3rd grade cut and paste project. But it was the same premise. The 2 pieces of card and the blushes were in the baggie. So, you know, okay. Maybe what they were waiting for was envelopes. I don't know. Maybe they never came. Who knows? But this, like, what is this? This is like a piece of paper that's wrapped in tape. So, I mean, it could be as thin as like a Post-it note. It has this side up, snip end, and gently slide out with a smiley face. Like, the smiley face is supposed to make it okay or something. I don't know. But there's no card in here to protect the blush, and it wasn't in a baggie. Like, what? I don't know. So, I just, you know, I sprayed down and wiped my blushes before I used them because, I don't know, it just struck me as kind of odd and weird. But that's kind of where that ends. That's my rant at Makeup Mania. For myself personally, I don't imagine I'll be ordering from them again, just because, I mean, that's some pretty bad customer service. But, you know, if you do want to order, because, the price of the blushes, which is why I ordered, is really good and, you know, really inexpensive, then just, you know, be aware that this is the kind of, you know, service you can expect. And, you know, kind of in hindsight, it's not just me. I have, you know, since looked up bad experiences with this company, and they seem to happen pretty regularly. For some people, it's not as long of a wait, but still, you know, if that's how you run your business, then all you have to do is say so that people can make the choice as to whether or not they want to deal with you. But anyways, the end of the rant. On to the rave. So the products that I ordered were from Femme, and I got 2 of these 12 well empty card palettes. One for the 12, also for the, or one for my, one for my Makeup Forever and Sugar Pill shadows, and one for the blushes that I also ordered. And I ordered 12 of the Femme blushes. So these guys right here. And I have no issue with the palettes. They're, you know, as I expected, heavy card, metallic closure. There's no mirror or anything, but I mean, you don't really need one for a blush palette. And yeah, it's just kind of, you know, what I expected to get. The blushes are, again, kind of your Sugar Pill Makeup Forever size, and the colors are, you know, kind of what I expected to get. The texture is a little chalky, but the pigmentation is insane, and they blend really well. So, thus far, first impression with these blushes is really good. So, just a quick run through the colors that I got. Sienna, Russet, Red, Peach, Orange, Terracotta, Coral, Coral Spice, Bordeaux, Mocha, Purple Passion, and Mulberry. I will be doing a review of these later on once I have used them further. And so ends my public service announcement, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!